Hey guys, Dave and Kevin here from BowHunterPlanet.com, and today we are checking out the Lancehead F1. Alright guys, so here we are. Kevin and I have been kind of looking into this bow, the Lancehead F1 Crossbow. It's something you've never seen before. It's called a torsion system, which means all of your limbs are actually still limbs, but they're coiled into these two areas of the bow, which is absolutely incredible when you think about it. They are made out of carbon steel. They call them micro limbs, and they're super strong, like very, very durable. And when we saw this, we were kind of blown away at first. We were on a podcast actually talking about it because someone mentioned it. And then the owner of the company was on the podcast listening. So we had this conversation start up. And, you know, it just turned into this great, you know, conversation about the width of a crossbow, right? This gives a whole different idea of width when we think of crossbows and what's out there. I mean, what's your thoughts, I guess, just looking at it without even knowing anything about it?
Well, I just remember, you know, opening up the box and going, what the heck, is this a crossbow? I mean, seriously, you look at it, it looks like a gun almost, you know?
Yeah.
But, so right off the bat, it's like, you know, we've done a lot of crossbow reviews over the years, and, you know, after a while, it's like, half the time I know how to put them together. I you know, crossbow. I looked at this, I go, wow, I'm gonna have to look into this one, you know, because this thing is crazy.
Yeah,
so,
there's a lot of cool stuff to this bow. So, you know, it's a very high-tech bow, right? So you look at this bow and you think at first, you're like, what is that? That's crazy. Is that a crossbow? But the thing is, this thing is legit. Like, I mean, it is built high quality, very well engineered. Yeah. It's got military-grade parts on it, so it's extreme. I mean, you just look at the scope alone. That's not your typical Hawk scope, you know what I mean?
No.
So they're putting high-quality products on here. They used trigger tech. You know, so they weren't messing around. They created something amazing. They even put really strong performing parts on it as well.
Yep.
You know, it's got this thing. It's pretty cool. It's called camo swap, and what you can do is you can swap out the whole thing to make it a different color.
Oh wow!
So like if you're like, you know what, going on a snow hunt and I want a snow camo, you can literally change it from black to a snow camo.
Oh wow!
And you could take it to a camo, like a hardwoods or whatever you want, whatever they offer on their website, obviously. But they sell panels that will allow you to change the color, which is sick. I mean, how many times have you ever seen that?
Never.
You know.
That's the first I've heard of that.
The bow features a thing called U-Tune technology. So basically, you can tune the bow yourself. These panels come off. There's some bolts. They give you tools here, a kit. So I mean, it's cool. I mean, it comes with all the stuff you would need for your crossbow, the tuning, and all the stuff about your scope. Comes with the cocking aid, which you'll use to cock it.
That's huge, being able to repair it in the field, because let's face it, most crossbows, you know, if something breaks in the field, you're done. You know, you gotta take it to a shop and stuff like that.
But having that capability and
the idea of this thing in a blind without any limbs,
it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're sitting in there with a rifle. So,
speaking of, let's talk specs then. It's 3.9 inches wide, cocked or uncocked.
Okay, same
How many times have you ever heard that? So I'll say that. 24-inch power stroke, 35.5 inches long. Draw weight is 170 pounds, so it's actually not even that many pounds in it. 9.9 pounds total weight. And it'll shoot between around 360, 370 feet per second. But they had some different weighted arrows on there, so we'll shoot it through ours with whatever. We'll weigh the arrow, see what we get.
Sure.
You know, to me, that's pretty.
It comes with a decocking bolt. I see that.
Yeah, I know, that's pretty cool. You don't usually see that when you buy a crossbow. You
know?
So it comes with 3 bolts plus a decocking bolt. It comes with your quiver. It's already okay. First off, we did nothing to this bow. I want to be very clear. We opened the box, took it out, and this is what you see that was in this case. Now, they also give you a hard shell case that's top-notch. Hard shell case, which we have over here. We'll show you. SKB hard shell case. All right, so let's look at this in a different perspective. This bow was $199.99 on their website, so $2,000, right? We're talking cost. $2,000. You're getting a bow with a top-notch scope. That's probably hundreds of dollars alone. You're getting trigger tech. You're getting arrows and bolts to quiver. You're getting a sling. You're getting a cocking aid, which some companies sell for $100 additional. You're getting the toolkit, and you're getting a stellar hard shell case from SKB. So
yeah, you could
$2,000. This is like a steal in my mind.
Yeah, you could fly.
Look at that.
You could fly with this thing.
Legit SKB case.
Yeah.
It's SKB. I mean,
You
unbelievable.
know, take this through the airport, put it in a plane.
It does have the safety wings, even though in this case, I guess you still have a string, so you would still use that.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
You don't have to worry about the limbs though, or getting in the way of the limbs. It has a cocking aid that they recommend only using this cocking aid. They specifically made it match to this crossbow, so it works perfectly. It's the only one they recommend you use with it. So we'll use that in a minute. It's not going to go to safety automatic.
Right,
So I want to make
that
sure that's
safety.
important that you know that. Not all crossbows do. There's other brands that don't as well. So when you cock it, you got to flip it to safe mode. That's very important.
Yep.
We'll show you guys a couple videos from their website that are actually really good. I want to integrate in this video because they really go over the safety features and how to cock it, and some of the things that make up the crossbow, which I think would be very important. So let's check that out right now.
In this video, we are going to cover safely cocking and uncocking your crossbow. Wearing safety glasses is recommended when using or handling your crossbow. First, you need to be aware that the cocking winch is not intended for use in uncocking the crossbow. The only safe method to uncock your crossbow is to shoot it, using a practice arrow or bolt, or the decocking bolt included with your crossbow. If your state allows you to carry an arrow with a practice or field point while hunting, use the decocking bolt provided in your quiver and shoot it into a rock-free ground after your hunt. If you choose this option, aim roughly 3 to 5 feet in front of you. If you aim further out, you may bury your arrow and not recover it. You can also carry a special purpose unloading target in your vehicle. Toss it on the ground, load your decocking bolt, and fire it into the target. Finally, if you own a practice target and have it at home, you can transport your cocked, unloaded crossbow in the case in your car trunk or truck bed until you return home, where you can safely load and fire the bolt into your practice target. Before you begin any cocking procedure, make sure your crossbow is unloaded and uncocked. Start by moving the safety switch to the fire position, indicated by the red arrow on the back of the trigger release housing. Also, make sure that the trigger latch inside the housing is in the open position. This step is necessary so that the trigger mechanism will properly receive the bowstring during cocking. If the trigger latch is down, gently pull the trigger to release the latch. Lancehead crossbows are designed to be cocked using a detachable winch system included with your crossbow. A specially designed version of the Carbon Express quiet cocking winch. Do not use any other Carbon Express quiet cocking winch, as it is not configured to function properly with your Lancehead crossbow. Insert the plus-shaped rod of the Carbon Express quiet cocking winch into the plus-shaped terminal in the rear of your crossbow stock. Ensure that the blue locking switch is facing upwards and the hooks on the cocking sled are facing downwards. Locate the crank handle and place it aside or in your pocket for easy access. Once the winch is mounted, place the front of the crossbow on a relatively soft, rock-free portion of ground in front of you. With one hand, move the blue locking switch on the cocking winch to the unlock position and hold to disengage the winch hook. With the other hand, guide the cocking hook over the scope towards the bowstring. You may release the blue cocking winch switch once enough winch cord is available to position the cocking sled over the front of the bowstring spreader. Insert the cocking sled hook into the spreader over the top of the bowstring's center serving, ensuring both of the hooks are engaging the bowstring. Attach the cocking crank handle to the side of the cocking winch. It can mount on either side to accommodate either right or left-handed operation. Slowly make one clockwise turn of the crank handle to draw the slack out of the cocking cord. Stop and inspect the cocking cord to ensure it is not caught on any of the bow components, such as under the cam limb mounts or on the scope. Also, make sure the cocking sled hooks are both engaged on the bowstring. Once the winch cables are clear and you are certain both hooks of the cocking sled are engaged to the bowstring, you may continue to smoothly crank the winch until the point that it is engaged into the rear of the trigger housing. You may hear the trigger switch engage as this happens. Stop and visually inspect the trigger latch inspection hole to ensure that it is clear and that you cannot see the metallic trigger latch. Immediately set the safety switch to the safe position by moving the manual safety switch downward to the safe position. Failure to move the safety switch to the safe position may result in severe injury and/or property damage. To remove the cocking sled, put one hand on the cocking handle and use the other hand to grip the inside of the stock with your fingers in a position that allows your thumb to reach the bottom of the cocking winch locking latch. Apply slight pressure to the cocking crank handle and move the winch locking switch to the unlocked position by sliding forward with your thumb and holding to maintain the unlocked position. In a counterclockwise motion, turn the crank a quarter turn to allow just enough slack in the cocking cord to relieve tension on the winch cables. Caution: avoid too much counterclockwise cranking as it may result in backlash tangles within the winch housing. Remove the crank handle. While maintaining the winch switch in the unlocked position, use your cranking hand to grip the side of the cocking sled on the side of the bow. Slide this cocking sled directly forward and it will continue to take out cocking cord until it is clear of the front of the scope mount. Gently wiggle upward to release the sled from the bowstring. You may now remove your cocking winch and store it securely for future use.
The Lancehead Crossbow, featuring patented torsion drive technology, has set the new standard for compact performance. At only 3.9 inches wide, cocked and uncocked, it offers interchangeable fairings, fully housing the toughest, most compact limbs in the archery world. Carbon steel torsion limbs, lightweight, powerful, and balanced along the frame for superb handling. When cocked, the limbs rotate 4 cams just 90 degrees, powering the fully suspended pulley system that seamlessly synchronizes timing for extreme precision. Unlike other crossbows that punch vibration into the bolt, Torsion Drive delivers a 24-inch power stroke that is twice as long, more smoothly and accurately driving velocity. Torsion Drive technology gives you the most dependable compact power and accuracy available. Lancehead, the world's first hunting-grade crossbow.
All right, Kevin, now we saw the videos. I think it's time that we understand how to cock it. So let's go through, let's cock it, let's get some shots in it. We'll go ahead and do it through the chrono as well. Okay. Let's let the viewers see what we're getting out of it. And
let's see how this thing performs.
Yeah, and real quick on the scope, just a real quick note, you guys can see here in the video the crosshairs, how they look. You can see there's a red, there's also a green, and you can see it's pretty cool the way it looks, I think. So.
Yeah. And you can set the feet per second, so it's going to give you real accurate.
That scope looks absolutely incredible, as well as the Picatinny that's on there. Yeah. It's very sharp and clean. It's got an auto brake, so if you need to take a break or a deer pops out, you're like, whoa, you can do that. So we're gonna go all the way up till we hear the click, which you gotta make sure you're past the anti-dry fire. Very important. Throw it on safety. There we go. So we just want to back it out. That out of the way again, because we need to get some slack. So come back over. Okay. Pull it out. Try to keep it straight. I don't want it to get all tangled or anything, so it's easier next time you do it. Biggest thing is take your time. That's always the biggest thing. Especially when you have this much power in your hands. You just want to make sure you're doing everything right. So.
Oh, that trigger is smooth.
Yeah, I like it. All right, F1 series from Lancehead. What'd you think, Kevin?
Wow, it's pretty amazing, really.
It is really cool.
It's got a lot of power.
That torsion thing is interesting, you know? I mean, when you really think about it, the way that they took those limbs and coiled them, and then you generate the power using those 4 coils, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was getting some really good speed. I love the scope. I love the trigger pull.
Oh, the trigger was really nice.
So smooth.
The feel is nice. The grip's huge. Everything about it is really nice. Feels like a man's bow. You know
the
what I mean?
foregrip is nice because you get your hand locked in there. You know you're not gonna be, you know you're safe. I
do like how they mounted the quiver as well. It's very tight to the bow.
Oh,
so you have it tight. The whole thing is very narrow. You can really get anywhere.
Yeah. I will say this: it's a little heavy. I mean, it's not the lightest. It's not the lightest bow I've ever shot, but it's got good balance to it. So that kind of more like.
How'd you feel sitting down shot? You tried the sit down shot.
Fine. You know, I felt like I did a sitting shot because a lot of times I sit in the blind.
Yeah, most of the time.
You know, I gun hunt too, and it's just like holding a rifle,
Yeah.
a nice rifle, and I was able to hold it steady and
Yeah.
lock it right on target. So
anyhow, check out Lancehead online when you guys get a minute. You're not going to miss it. We'll put the link below. Thanks for watching BHP, and we'll see you next time.
have fun with this thing.